Acknowledge me.
Leveled by Marvin Constant, the redshirt freshman out of Tuscaloosa. Oh, they go by now. Let him know he don't want to stop. 65 yards as the ball was thrown away from the line of scrimmage. Gerald Dixon.
Hey, are you forgot my proper.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in. It is Tuesday night, your favorite night of the week, because you get to spend it with us. This is the Bama Standard. I want you to do a few things before we get rolling. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button if you're in the live chat. I want y'all to get rowdy tonight. Y'all never disappoint, but got to let y'all know if you're new here what we expect. If you're watching the replay, get down in the comment section below. Let us know what you think about the topics we will be covering tonight. I'll remind everyone in the chat, let's get some questions in. We're going to create a special time for you towards the end to throw in your questions, and we got the answers. If we don't know the answers, we're definitely going to make them up and make them sound like we know what we're talking about. I'm your host, Justin Riley, and with me is an all-star crew headlined by 1999 All-SEC linebacker when Ric Flair said, to be the man, woo, you got to beat the man. Ladies and gentlemen, he's still that man, Marvin Constant.
Hey, roll tide.
Roll Tide. And just above him, another all-SEC performer from the University of Alabama who went on to have glory with the Buffalo Bills and served also as a scout for Bills Mafia. Also helped out the folks over there at Washington for the XFL and served time as the first GM of college football. He also is with 247 Sports, but more importantly, he spends Tuesdays with us. Ladies and gentlemen, Smoke Dixon.
Mookie Love, what's happening? Haven't seen you in a long time. Still want to see you in a long time.
I know, brother. We've been missing each other. You know, we gonna fix it.
Whatever.
Don't worry. See, and Justin was saying serving time. I'm thinking he was saying you ass been locked up somewhere, and I was about to come to your defense, but you know, see how you do?
Yes, here at Camp 8, we give everyone an opportunity. One man who's had plenty of opportunities to show that he definitely belongs here on this network. He hosts his own show on Monday night. Then he hangs out with us on Tuesday. He was a legend on the Strip, the University of Alabama in the early 2000s. Ladies and gentlemen, Daniel Petty.
What is up, fellas? I feel kind of like Rocky and Rocky 4 after you announce Smoke. It's like Apollo Creed. He's got all like 37 titles, and I got like 3. But rightfully so. Glad to be here with you, fellas.
And last but not least, he is a senior analyst of the Bama Standard Network and spends his time with us and other shows. He's the host of Bama Vision and writes articles for our website, bamastandard.com. Check him out, and he still keeps Paul Feinbaum gainfully employed. Ladies and gentlemen, Stephen M. Smith.
Let's get it. Tuesday. Let's get it rolling.
Yes, sir. Well, before we get
Steve,
started,
what are you eating, bro?
It's a Pop-Tart with ice cream and brownie.
Chicken strips, man. Chicken strips. I don't like.
he's got potted meat and some.
No,
crackers.
I do not.
Hey, Mook, we got a spin off of a cooking show or something, bro.
Well, before we get into it, we got to give love to our sponsors, the folks who keep the lights on for us and allow you, the audience, to see us every week. Petty, if you would, tell the folks about Lambstone and what they can do to make it part of their lives.
That's right. Have you ever dreamed of having that beautiful natural stone in or around your home? Well, don't wait any longer. Go to Lambstone Company at realrockstone.com after the show, of course. They are located in beautiful Aniana, Alabama, and one of the oldest, most trusted sources in the state. And if you tell them we sent you using the promo code the Bama Standard, you will receive 10% off your purchase of stone today. So again, after the show, of course, but don't wait. Go to realrockstone.com and get that stone that you've always wanted in or around your home.
All right. Well, before we get started, last but not least, he is the most important part of this network. He is the undefeated, undisputed king of comedy. He's everyone's cousin, but more importantly, he is the star of the show. Ladies and gentlemen, making his grand entrance, Steve Brown.
Hey man, I am back. I'm glad to be with y'all after 3 successful hemorrhoid surgeries. I am back. Let's get it, guys. Let's get it.
Were you about to say hemorrhoid services?
No.
It's all in the
It
technique.
almost slipped out. I thought you were going to say after 3 successful hemorrhoid services. That's it.
Well, yeah,
I've never heard of that.
surgeries. I'm sorry. Yes. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
I'm glad that you're bottomed up today, so we're good.
Speaking of that, he had a successful BBL
Yes.
implanted, and those of you seeking the pictures, we have it in our members only section. You got to pay for that, but it's worth it, right?
I didn't have all my money, so I got a fat ass on one side. But let's go. Let's get it. Let's get it.
Let's get it. Hey.
Oh, hold on. Hey, Marvin.
What's up?
How you doing?
Good, brother. How's life treating you?
Great, man. I just wanted to say hello to you, man. I missed you.
If I didn't know, I wouldn't think you guys even know each other.
Yeah.
Because I'm just wondering when the BS gonna start.
Oh, it's
No,
coming.
I was just saying hi, Marvin. All right.
Matter of fact, we got some BS right out the gate. We got a few things we're going to cover tonight. While everyone's filing in, let me go ahead and tell you what we're going to talk about.
Let's do it.
It's been a long time since we've had an epic Daniel Petty rant, and he's found some material to cover. We're going to open up. Auburn apparently has filed a complaint with the SEC about Lane Kiffin trolling Hugh Freeze.
What?
After that, there's a little rumor going around that's caught a lot of fire. Is Coach Saban returning, or is it just plain BS to draw up people's attention now that SEC Media Day has arrived? And then last but not least, we're going to talk about Alabama's message for SEC Media Days. But let's get things started. Daniel Petty, you're one who loves to speak his mind about Hugh Freeze and the Auburn Tigers. Enlighten us. What's going on in the Plains?
I tried to lay off this summer, and as my man Smoke knows, I was really excited about media days. I was glued to the TV. I had the schedule ready and everything. Yeah, I had no idea it was starting. However, it did start, and I have been watching, and I'm going to give out my first award of the week, even though we're only halfway through it. And the Charmin Butt White team of the week so far is the Auburn Tigers. So far, they filed a complaint because Lane Kiffin has hurt their feels. And apparently Hugh Freeze says the reason the recruiting sucks ass isn't because he's playing golf. It's because everybody else is playing by a different set of rules. Okay, Auburn. I think we're still paying Pat Dye, because of your cheating way back when. Come on, man. Is there a softer program? I mean, you're softer than the shit you throw in trees after wins. And we know you've got a backlog of it because you haven't been doing much of the former and winning. So you've got to have a ton of that shit, and you're softer than the piles of it in the back of your house that you've been saving to roll in a tree when you finally beat New Mexico State's ass or Diego Pavia at Vanderbilt or whoever the hell you finally beat. But look, man, oh my God, I'm just sitting here enjoying it. The Arch Manning height, Lane throwing barbs, and then here's Hugh Freeze and his bottle of wine and Auburn complaining. Oh my God, it's already over. Put the dagger. It's over. Freeze is done. They're going to lose to Georgia. They're going to lose to Bama, and Hugh Freeze is going to lose his job. And this will be it. Yes. Peace.
Petty,
Man.
I took pleasure.
Roll.
Petty, I took pleasure in seeing Lane Kiffin post on his boat.
On his boat, bigger bitch, while Auburn's losing tight end recruits to Ole Miss. And then he pointed out that he was doing that in the dead period.
Listen, man, if you don't follow Lane Kiffin, you're missing out in life, man.
Lane Kiffin has been, I'll be honest, and I know we got Bama tomorrow, and I know Bama fans do take pleasure in Lane. He's been a treasure this week so far. He's taking shots at Freeze, taking shots at Levy and State, and then he gets on Fine Bomb, and, he's Lane, man. The dude's good at what he does.
But let me ask you this, though, Petty. I mean, how easy is it to go after Freeze in Auburn? I mean, when's the last time they had a winning season?
It's like hitting a softball off.
When's the last time they won a bowl game? When's the last time they beat Alabama?
When's the last time they beat New Mexico State? I mean, come on.
They hadn't had anything to celebrate in a very long time. In a state where you're the little brother to the most dominant program in the history of college football, you're always looking for some little edge or advantage to make you relevant.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
They picked the wrong level of relevance to file a complaint because Lane is trolling y'all.
It's hurting their feelings on social media. God, come on, Auburn. Put your big boy pants on, man.
Well,
The SEC's only getting tougher if you paid attention. We got Texas and Oklahoma now. It ain't getting easier.
So, speaking of complaints, so Marvin, you don't want to speak on the complaints that you sent to Justin about me trolling you. You don't want to do that. You don't want to speak on that.
That trolling was mediocre at best, so no need. So, in the words of Stephen Smith, I have more important things to worry about than Steve Brown.
So here's my question.
That wouldn't even be.
Let me get a second in. Stephen, why is it that when Steve Brown gets on you, you turn it around and jump on my man Stephen M? Hey, throw it back on Steve B.
Listen, I give Steve all he wants and then some. Trust me. I'm
Right.
just waiting on
You
the
just throw it on.
And then you got to understand, Stephen is easy. Stephen easy. This is why. He don't want to come after the GOAT.
Listen, you need to focus on your own stuff. Sitting over there on that airplane neck pillow right now. Listen, you need to stay focused on what you're focused on.
Steven, you going to take all this sitting on the set of Iron Chef?
I mean, I'm living the good life.
Apparently so.
My man got the chicken fingers and chicken strips, and he's good.
Got the new baby on the way. He
does.
Yeah.
So all that means is Steve Brown is the Hugh Freeze of our show. He wants to file a complaint.
Wow.
Because I've been roasting him. So we'll go with that.
And he probably just left a massage parlor.
Don't talk about Miss Earlene like that.
Yeah.
Oh no,
Man.
they've been giving hemorrhoid service. I'm a little worried.
Hey man, shut up. On with the show.
One
On
finger
with
or
the show.
two.
Oh, well, we never failed to disappoint here. And I ask you, audience, where else can you get the content that you see on this platform? You can't honestly. Hey, again, I'll remind everyone, throw your questions in. I'm going to pin them, and we're going to answer them towards the later part of our show. Make sure they're good. Nothing's off the table. So let's go ahead and get rolling, guys. Topic number one. Let's give you a little bit of background if you haven't been paying attention there on the interwebs. Greg McElroy started a wildfire by saying that reputable sources told him not to rule out Nick Saban would be coaching again. So, of course, that was going to be a trending topic all over the internet. And what else started this week? SEC Media Days. Coincidence? Not really. So Lane Kiffin had to say something about it. He said, based on conversations, Coach Saban is still sharp, and it's a waste. He's not coaching. He went on to say that he wouldn't be surprised if Coach Saban actually came back, whether it was college or the NFL. Kirby Smart took a different approach. Matter of fact, he laughed at it. And things is just being generated for people to have something to talk about. And like I said, it's conveniently around when SEC Media Days has kicked off. Well, this kind of backtrack. Folks kind of ran with what Greg McElroy said. They didn't hear the whole conversation. If you heard the whole conversation, he went on to say that he puts no stock in it. And reason being, quite simple, Nick is completely content in what he's doing. Miss Terry isn't signing off on it. He does miss coaching, but coaching isn't what it was like when he was doing it. And that's why he got out of the game. We can go into a rabbit hole there. Mm-hmm. And quite honestly, Nick is fulfilled doing what he's doing now. Before I really get into it, I'm going to let my brilliant panel discuss it. I'm going to start with Marvin Constant and over to Steve Brown, up to Smoke Dixon, then to Stephen M. Smith, a man who's never short of his words. As y'all just found out, Daniel Petty will round it out. Go ahead, Marvin.
Actually, you know what they said, there's smoke, there's fire. I do believe there's some validity to it. I do believe there's a chance that we will see Coach Saban coach again. I don't believe it'll be the college. I don't believe it'll be the NFL. I don't believe it'll be the high school ranks. But I wouldn't be surprised if you seen him coaching some little league team, one of his grandkids somewhere. Smoke, you've worked his camps with the youth. You know how he talked to those 8, 9, and 10-year-olds, boy. Listen, he did not stall them out. It was so bad to the point one day, the camp director calls us all up to a meeting, and she says, listen, we're getting a lot of complaints from the parents. because y'all out here cussing these kids out and blah, blah, blah. And we all looking at it like, you just don't want to go say anything to Coach Saban because he's the one out there cussing these damn 9 and 10-year-olds out. Not us.
Hey man, you know what? I'm looking at it like this, man. Why would he come back and destroy his legacy? Why would he come back to deal with the crap that's going on right now? So I don't believe it, man. I mean, and I wouldn't want to see it because I'm honestly, it's like him again throwing his legacy down the drain. The greatest college football coach of all time, coming back for the crap that sent him away. So I don't buy it.
I would pay good money to see him coaching Pop Warner football.
Oh yes, please. Make it a docu-series. Let's film it, man. That's gold.
I tell you what, though, but
if he does, the backpedal attack, we're not in Tampa 2. We're man cover. Get
run it again.
And the roller coaster of emotions when the dad finds out that Saban's the coach and how excited he is until his son comes home crying for like the 7th practice in a row.
No. The parent will probably turn on the kid. For God's sake, Saban, listen to the man.
Embarrassing me in front of the goat, son. Get your ass together.
But you know what? I tell you what, though, if he were to come back, it would not be SEC Media Day. It would be Nick Saban Media Day. That's all they would talk about. They wouldn't want to hear from the players and nobody.
Well, here's one thing, though. It just if we're talking hypotheticals, if he did come back to coach college football, I know exactly where he would probably be in Chapel Hill with old Bill. You put those two together, boy. Listen, the amount of brain power on defense, I mean, it would be unmatched. But again, we all know that's not going to happen. I thought Bill was done as well, but you just never know. So
hold on. I got a question, though. I got a question for the panel. If Saban were to come back, let's just say hypothetically, and he had a choice to go to Bama, would y'all take him over the current coach?
Too much controversy. No.
Ooh, too much controversy.
You can't even have him on the staff.
No, I'm saying, would you rather have Saban? Would you rather have Saban back or have his coach now?
Controversy if he comes back.
That's Marvin, answer the question. Yeah. Would you or wouldn't you not take him? That's what the man asked.
But what comes with that?
That's the question.
That's the question. That's all.
Justin, would you
take him or the current staff right now? If you had the choice.
Back up to Nick. You know I'm taking Nick.
That's what he asked.
That's.
Who you taking?
I'll add a caveat too. If it was Nick 10 years ago, absolutely. Steve, to your point, I don't think he wants to deal with the current culture of the modern athlete, NIL, transfer portal, but also look at his age. How many really good years would he have left? So if he came back, you're not looking at having him for another 10 years. You probably look at having him for another 3, maybe 5 if you're stretching it.
I would say 2.
All right.
Well, let me say something.
What was it, sir? Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. To answer that, follow what you just said, Justin. Would you rather have a 5-year run of Nick Saban, or would you rather have a 10-year run of Kalen DeBoer? That's what I think. That's what Steve wants to get an answer.
5-year run, Nick Saban. I don't think.
Yeah. So you would take Nick at 73, and he'll check out at 78 because he's 73 years old. Pete Carroll's doing that right now in the NFL. And I'm going to say that the current model of college football that Nick left, the old one a few years ago, you now have rev sharing. You now have a collective that's already together in Tuscaloosa. That's why they're doing so well in recruiting. So I think this new model is easier for Nick to understand. He's taken 2 years away of sitting back and just seeing how college football is evolving. And I don't think, and you guys got to give Nick a little bit more credit. This guy evolves. Every time that he comes back, there's something new that he's added. So why wouldn't you want a refreshed version of a 73-year-old Nick, which he's more like a 50-year-old? And I'm going to say if 73-year-old Nick can outcoach most of these 40-year-olds and do circles around them.
True.
And I don't think that Greg McElroy made this up. There's some truth to it. When you've done something for 20 plus years, and I'm not saying he's going to, just hypothetically, he's just putting it out there because everyone's trying to shoot Greg down for Greg having an opinion or a take or answering or saying something that he heard. When you've been away for a while and you've done something for so long, like there's a thirst and a hunger to get back.
Mm-hmm.
And when you first retire, like I'm done with this, and you go home and you're at the house for a while and you're doing different things, you're like, I just don't have a true purpose in what I'm doing, even if I'm good at it, which is really good at TV. And you're seeing last year's run and you're seeing these coaches now in college. You're like, man, I coach circles around these guys.
I can come back and do this.
I can come back and do this and still be his above average is great for everybody else.
Hey, Smoke.
He would have got 10 wins. I'm gonna let 1 second, Marvin.
I want
he
you to add
got
something to your
10
answer.
wins out of Alabama. Go ahead, Marvin.
I want you to add something to your answer.
Go ahead.
Let's look at some real life examples.
Yep.
What did Lou Holtz do? What did Steve Spurrier do? What did Mac Brown do? So many greats walked away and then turned around and did what? So what would that look like?
Well, I saw what Spurrier looked like in South Carolina. Resurgence. Right? Mac Brown, I mean, he came back to North Carolina. North Carolina took a bump from what they were before. Lou Holtz went to South Carolina. Yeah, we both felt it. We're 1-1 against him.
Well, they got rid of him because he was spitting on everybody. Go ahead.
Yes, it can work. But how about this though, Marvin? Let's hypothetically speak on this. And Petty and I kind of touched on this on Monday. Let's say Lincoln Riley struggles this year at USC. You don't think that USC has enough money to get old Nick out?
Hold on. Let me stop you. Hold on. It would not seem right at all if Nick Saban went to anywhere else but Alabama. It just would not.
It didn't seem right.
Yeah, for an Alabama
South Carolina. It didn't seem right when Mac Brown went to North Carolina.
I would stop watching college football. I would stop.
No, you wouldn't. You would just hope that USC never plays Alabama. That's what you would hope.
And Smoke, to your point, and here's the thing about it. Why would USC? You look at the conference they're in, it's not the same as the SEC. So you have a lot more room for error out there, and you have a halfway decent roster at USC. So
and but here's another thing that I'm gonna throw at
Hollywood.
And Steve, and I apologize if I'm taking too much of your time.
You are.
What happens if Nick comes back? What do you think happens in the portal?
Oh, the transfer portal is about to be.
What do you think happens to every
mass exodus to him?
Just think about that for a second. Nick just came back. What do you say? Hey, I'm headed that way. And you go out west now. If you guys didn't see Lincoln Riley's contract when he first signed it, that was one of the first mega deals.
Well,
PJs paid for, housing paid for, $10 million a year. He was the first one to truly crack that code. I don't think he goes to Mississippi State. I think he goes to Oklahoma.
Petty would.
Blue blood.
If you want to talk about someone that quit football, I'd be out.
I'm telling you, man.
Venable struggles at Oklahoma. I can see Nick at Oklahoma. I can see him at SC. Programs that have resources.
I can't see him nowhere but
Miami. Maybe down in Coral Gables.
Again,
all right, well let's let Stephen M get his take in, and we put him on hold. But Stephen, I want to ask you this because out of all of us here on the panel, except maybe Smoke and Marvin, you've spent time with Nick Saban during his coaching tenure at Alabama, whether it's been covering him leading up to a game, SEC media days, post game, all that stuff. You spent time with him. Do you realistically feel that he would come back to do this one more time?
I honestly don't see it. I mean, it'd be the perfect situation, but honestly, I don't see it. I mean, he is literally enjoying ESPN. Like, this is the most refreshing we've seen Nick Saban in a long time. We're seeing the humor, we're seeing the jokes. He is enjoying them grandkids. He is thoroughly enjoying them grandkids. So I don't see it.
Hold on. I'm sorry, Steve. Is a trending topic right now saying Nick Saban possibly being an assistant coach at Georgia? It's trending right now.
No. Kirby's like, no.
Kirby made a joke about that actually.
No. Kirby made a joke about that, but I don't see Saban going to Georgia. I will say this though. If Saban were to come back, I don't see it happening. But if he were to come back, I think of one school, and the only reason why this school comes to mind, he has said this was the biggest mistake he made. I would see LSU.
I've actually thought about that too, Stephen.
I would see LSU. If BK does not work out,
he's not.
Remember, Nick Saban just got voted in to the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame. Nick just got inducted there. So if things do not work out with BK, Saban has said on countless occasions, leaving LSU was the worst business decision for me. I could see him going back there.
Okay. Petty, you have the honor of following up all of us. Where do you stand? And close us out with a bang.
Well, look, man, like Smoke said, we kind of talked about it last night. And just to discredit Greg out of the cup, I mean, he's not just going to throw something out completely blind. But, I listened to AJ. He was last night. He was on with Siski and McCready. He said he didn't believe it, his sources. So maybe it's a source off between former Bama quarterbacks. I don't know, but I do know this. It's something even Marvin and Smoke alluded to. You don't change your stripes when something's kind of in you. And I think, I'll be honest, not to hurt some feels. I see it in the chat and I kind of feel it in some of the guys here. I think that the love for Bama might be blinding their thoughts on how much Nick Saban loves just the coaching aspect of life. And I think the Venn diagram may be even bigger than people want to admit on schools. I think LSU, we talked about that one last night. We talked about USC. AJ said, look, man, he almost went to Texas. You can say it or not, that Texas thing was closer than anybody ever wants to believe. Nick Saban was about to be a damn Longhorn.
Hey, Petty. Can you add some of your answer for me?
Yeah.
What happened back in 2007? How many times did Coach Saban go on TV and deny he was leaving Miami?
Not leaving.
Go to Alabama.
Not going to do it. Not leaving. Look.
How many times did he deny it repeatedly?
And look, man, Marvin, if you could strap it up and play today, would you do it?
Well, maybe.
No, body, everything.
Hell yeah, I would.
For the right price.
Yeah.
And people say, no, he doesn't need the money. But man, if you believe the college atmosphere is changing back to a level playing field, which say what you will, that's part of the reason Saban said, I can't do this crap stupid. If the crap's not stupid anymore and he thinks he's got gas left in the tank, I think again, it's just to completely wholeheartedly discredit Greg. I mean, I don't think Greg's just going to sit there and say shit to get clicks. He's not in the business for that. He's too straight-laced. Y'all know enough about Greg for that.
Again,
Marvin, let me say a couple of things real quick. Did you guys believe that Nick would have retired 2 years ago?
Nope.
I felt it was coming.
Hey,
I felt that it could happen literally any year at that point.
Hey man, y'all giving Greg too much credit. Greg, I don't give Greg any type of credit because he'll turn on Bama just like Smoke would. Any day he'll turn on Bama any damn time.
So that's why you should respect what he says because he's probably one of the most honest guys.
That's your problem. You're too damn honest. That's your problem.
Now, here's another thing.
Lie like Marvin.
Yeah, right. So with all of this going on, and what Greg said, and all six of us are on here saying yay or nay, there is a guy that has a media credential, and he's open to the media at all times. He's a part of the media now. His name's Nick Saban. Has Nick said anything?
No.
Well, there you go.
No.
Just think about that.
Again, we all heard him deny all the time that he was coming to Alabama.
But he
got
had
on
said
that
it.
plane and they was all lined up in Tuscaloosa.
Maybe the biggest regret was not getting Drew Brees, and now he's got Tua. He'll go back to Miami. He'll get Kirby as defensive coordinator, Lane as OC, and they'll roll it back at the Dolphins.
And Josh Allen still bust him up.
That's gonna make our guy JT on Talking Bama very happy. Biggest Miami Dolphins fan.
Go ahead,
Petty, if that happened, Petty, JT gonna overdose on Mountain.
Hey, Marvin.
I'll say this. Let me ask this question. Would it be more palatable to the Bama fan base if he went back to the NFL and not college?
Yeah. He would love that.
I mean, it
They
would,
don't
but
want to
I
get
don't.
busted up by Nick.
Damn sure don't.
I don't think that he'd be given full control. That's something he wants to have, and I don't know if he want to deal with the NFL egos either.
No,
You guys, I think you're reading in it too much about this control and ego. If you have a quarterback, you don't care about control. He's not going back to the NFL.
No.
College is his happy ground, and I think he can still be a successful college coach.
But I agree with what Marvin said. Marvin, he did say he wasn't going to quit. And then he ended up in Tuscaloosa, and he has a long line of people. But Marvin, one thing you did miss out on that when he got off the plane, he got kissed by that drunk woman. And that solidified that he was at Bama.
Here's the thing: a lot of people don't understand. And I see a lot of people in the comments. They say let the man retire in peace and blah blah. When you have played this game at a high level or coached it at a high level for so much of your life, it's just hard to get it out of your damn system. No matter how much you want to, no matter what, you can go find gardening, you can go find ESPN, whatever. It is hard to get this out of your damn system. It ain't easy, man. It ain't.
Him watching film, he's studying the game.
Yeah,
he's not out there, and he's taking notes. He wants to give notes to coach it. It's just something that he is.
Well, and someone said
someone
mentioned that Kirby mentioned that they still talk about schemes and evolving schemes.
You can even see it, guys, on game day. He's sitting next to Reese Davis and Kirk Herbstreit giving football plays to both of those guys.
Yeah,
like
he's gonna get that band back together, Mark. You know how you get the old band back together? He's gonna put that old band back together, and they're gonna start cooking.
Hey, I can say this. I don't agree with Marvin a lot, but I really agree with him on this. It is hard to get back to something. I mean, it's hard to stay away from something that you truly love. You can be gone for 2 years, 3 years, but if you truly love it, there's something in you that will make you want to go back. Do y'all know how many times I looked at that G-string and bow tie? And I was like, Steve, you can do this. You can get back into this.
I encouraged you.
I can get back on that Chippendale stage.
Yes.
Velvet Thunder's retirement tour.
Yes.
But if you look at the overall dynamic of it, let's look at the big picture here. If he did return, what does that do for college football as a whole? What does that do for whatever conference he comes to as a whole? The revenue injection itself alone, it makes it more than worthwhile for whatever program is going to get him to pay this man whatever he asked for. So it's like it would be some type of mega deal if it happened.
Marvin, I'm just telling you that whatever team that he joins, he's going to get at least 1% of every P4's best player to transfer to whatever school that he's at, just because he's Nick.
Listen, and if he happens to go to UTEP, they're going to be on TV every weekend. Every weekend.
And that's why I say wherever he goes, it's going to be a mega deal because again.
But he ain't coming. Let's just go to something else. He ain't coming.
All right. We can debate that.
You hope that it doesn't happen,
right?
Honestly,
no, you Smoke. You want it to happen so somebody can beat Bama. You're a Bama hater.
I'm just telling you that as soon as Greg said it, most Alabama fan, I ain't gonna say every, said, "Oh no, he's making this up again. He hates Alabama."
Yeah, Greg said
about Alabama.
Greg said what he said, but you didn't deny that you weren't a Bama hater. You're a Bama hater, sir.
No, I'm not. How? Steve, you know what? Give me 5 facts that I'm an Alabama hater. One.
You take that A off
We're getting
your chest.
off track here. Honestly, I don't think the whole conversation from McElroy was meant to be serious or a headline. I think he was just sharing a conversation he had with folks that were close to him, and he didn't mean for it to go beyond that. But we as the fans, we as consumers, we need something to get excited about. And one of the things about society is we're going to jump on what's trending and not really look beyond the fact that it's hot right now. That's all I'm taking it as. But if he comes back, then
we in trouble.
Marvin,
anyone
you're right.
that says Nick Saban, Deion Sanders, Arch Manning around this time, you're going to go trending.
And
Simple
like I
as that.
said, SEC Media Days kicked off Monday.
You know who about to trend though? And y'all ain't even saying nothing, but do you know who's about to trend? Tai Simpson, baby. Get on the train. Let's go. Get on the train. Let's do it. Let's do it.
All right,
baby.
before we get to our next topic, I want to remind everyone the college football season for University of Alabama will kick off in 46 days. You need to be prepared. So grab your title towel by going to www.whitwillsports.com today. Enter that promo code STANDARD. Get a nice discount courtesy of your favorite Alabama football network, the Bama Standard Network. That's right, folks. Get your title towel today. Be ready for kickoff in Tallahassee. Man, that was as fire as I thought it would be. Now, let's turn our attention to SEC Media Days. Tomorrow, Alabama takes the stage. Kalen DeBoer will be there. There are several things I think he may be addressing. I'm curious to hear what you guys think. With him, he's bringing Tim Keenan III, Deontae Lawson, and Kadyn Proctor. And I think that was intentional. I think that he's bringing representatives of the areas that fans were concerned about the most: the offensive line, the defensive line, and the defense. And why are they concerned about the defense? Well, Alabama's used to having sacks. Let me tell you where we ranked last year. We were 63rd in the nation with 25 sacks. That's just something we don't do at Bama. We have a higher standard than that. So we're bringing in the guys that can help alleviate the issues we've had. The defensive front has not been as strong. We've been begging for a Quentin Williams type performance. We haven't seen that in quite some time. We've had hard time against the run. Marvin's pointed that out on several occasions. Our secondary is fantastic. If we don't have things solidified up front, it's going to make it very hard on that talented secondary. Offensive line, I think that is very underrated, and any shade being thrown at them is unwarranted. And Smokes tried to tell you, but you're not listening. One more person I think I would have brought or exchange probably would have been Jam Miller, because the running game was non-existent last year, whether it was by design or we just couldn't be effective. We need to know, as Bama fans, college football fans need to know, Bama is going to get back to running the ball, and what better representative will be Jam Miller to get our minds in the right direction. So, folks, talk to me. Panel, talk to me. What is Alabama going to be addressing tomorrow? There's a myriad of things. Our recruiting class is red hot right now. Currently, number 5, according to 247 Sports, and we're not done yet. On the way, in the wings, quite possibly, is Tank Jones, a very bad man at the edge position. But he could be talking about the quarterback position, a lot of things. But I want to hear from you guys. What needs to be addressed, or what do you feel that Kalen DeBoer is going to throw out there for us as fans, for the coaches in attendance, and the opposing teams? Start South Smoke, then go to Steve Brown, Marvin, and Petty.
Yeah, I think the first thing that he's going to have to address is the same conversation that we just had a couple of seconds ago. He's going to have to address the Nick Saban thing just quickly.
Right.
That's just natural. And however way that he addresses it, that's how quickly he can move on. You touched on the defense, and bringing 2 defensive players there, I think he's going to have to reassure Bama Nation that they can play a good brand of physical defense. I know you alluded to the sack numbers being in the 60s. I believe it's still going to stay in that area, to the fact of they're not a blitzing defense. They're not an attack defense. They're more of a bend but don't break, swarm to the ball, zone coverage, vision on quarterback, break on the ball, hopefully get more interceptions because they have more eyes on the ball. They're more predicated on turnovers than getting to the quarterback. And as you saw last year, they don't have a guy that can close. So addressing that's going to be of being more detailed, being more gap sound, and being more disciplined. I think that's the only way that you can address that, because it's not like they got some bodies in there that's going to change. He's going to touch on recruiting. I think they've done a phenomenal job of recruiting back their own players.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't lose any. Retention is a major part of recruiting. I thought, and they banged that out the park. And just what they're doing, like you said, they're number 5, but I would throw the ratings and where guys sit at now in the future out of concern for most recruiting departments and coaches, because the way that college football is right now, and with rev sharing and basically having the salary cap, you're not going to be able to get 8 5-stars, 10 5-stars like you used to at Alabama or SC or Ohio State, because you can't afford them. So you're going to have to just get your best of the best and then settle for the rest. And hopefully that class can get you over into the playoff and get into the succession plan of winning a national championship. But I think those are the areas that he's going to touch. On top of that, who's going to be your starting quarterback day one? And he's already said Tai Simpson, and not bringing Tai there helps him and helps Tai not having to answer those questions. Smart move on their part.
Absolutely.
Smoke,
Steve,
you know what? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Stephen and Smith, you were there for his first SEC media days. Do you feel like it'll resemble some of what you saw the first time, or do we see a completely about face? There's a lot of things that Smoke talked about, and I'm sure everyone else will talk about. Well, we're coming off a 9-4 season, which is something Alabama hadn't experienced in quite some time. What do you expect tomorrow from Kalen DeBoer and the players too that he chose?
I expect a different DeBoer. I think the first thing he's going to be addressed: why is Ryan Grubb here? Why did you bring in Ryan Grubb? That's going to be a question. You tried to get Grubb in 2024. Your boy wouldn't come. What made now the time? What is Grubb doing? How is he balancing his offense? Is he more pass? Is he ground pound? Is he balanced? What is Grubb bringing? I think that's the number one question he's going to get directed is about Grubb. He'll tackle that. I think number two, I think the second thing he'll attack is watch us on the field. We've seen a lot of what we're going to do, how we're going to do, what we're going to do. I think now DeBoer attacks it, wins the game. August 30th, Florida State. We strap up in Tallahassee. You'll see it then. We don't have to discuss what we're going to do, what we're trying to do. You want to see what we do? Turn your TV on August 30th. Watch us strap up against the Seminoles. You'll see it right then. I think that'll be the second thing that he will address. There is not the can do, the gonna do. We're going to put forth the action because that's the result. You want to see results. You want to see the action. And I think last but not least, bringing Kadyn Proctor, the running game will be addressed. He'll have to address this offensive line. How is his offensive line shaping up? How are you going to be able to run the football now that you don't have Jalen Milroe, who used a lot of those carries on design quarterback runs or not so design quarterback runs? So how is that offensive line looking? How is that progressing? He'll get some things about the defense too, and the quarterback, as Smoke mentioned. But I think the number one thing is going to be you brought Grubb back for a reason. He decided to finally come. What is he doing?
Love that. Steve Brown, what you got for us, man?
I'm kind of following up with Steven. I think that one of the main questions will be asked is about Ryan Grubb. What are you going to do now that you have him back? And then of course he's going to, I think, address the quarterback situation because nobody really knows who the quarterback is. But I will say this as a side note. I saw just a little video, and I think Keelan Russell was meeting Jalen Milroe for the first time or whatever at somebody's camp. And I did not know that dude had gotten that big. He has gotten, he's like almost bigger than Milroe now. So he's looking like a true specimen out there. So of course I'm pulling for my guy because I like the pecking order type situation. And I think that him bringing the big man, I think that they are going to address the offensive line situation. And I just need reporters to really drill him. Listen, are you going to give up that many sacks this year? Promise us you're not going to give up sacks. I need somebody to address him point blank. Are you going to be sorry like you was last year and the year before? I need you to protect the quarterback's backside. I don't give a damn. And I want the reporter to say, I don't give a damn what Smoke say. I want you to protect the quarterback. Smoke say you good. Show us this year. But no, but seriously, when Bama was really Bama, the players really didn't have much to say. Coach Saban didn't really have much to say. So honestly, I don't really think Coach DeBoer is going to have a lot to say. I'm with Steven on this one. Hey, y'all just come watch us play and see what we do. That's what I'm thinking.
Okay. So getting back to Keelan Russ for just a moment here. He bulked from 175. He's 194. So
yes.
Big ups to Blue. Hey, look,
that dude, I'm telling you, man.
Bigger, stronger, faster.
Big ups to David Blue. Big ups to the nutrition staff. That joke is now 194.
All right, so do you think he's going to push my boy, though? Do you think he's going to push Ty? Because Ty,
stronger, faster.
Wasn't ready, but
not this year.
Not this year. This is Ty's year. It won't be this year, but next season will be Keelan Russell.
Yay! Smoke, you on the Ty train? Let's go.
No, I'm not on the Ty train. I'm on the right train.
I'm so sick of this boy.
But yeah, the weight gain has been amazing. Lazare Brooks has put on 10 and 15 pounds. Our guy Marshall Pritchett, who we've had on this show, tight end, has gone from 210 to I think 240.
Bigger, stronger, faster, baby.
Absolutely.
He looked good too.
Yes. Take your ass.
All right, Marvin, talk to us.
You know, it's one of the most underrated points. Smoke briefly touched on this. Quarterbacks can be head cases. They can. It only takes one thing to go wrong for them to be a head case.
Mm-hmm.
The smartest thing I'm taking away from what Coach DeBoer did was not bringing Tai Simpson.
I like that.
Because you're saving him from potentially putting his foot in his mouth. Because as a reporter, I know what I would ask. Hey, you have Ryan Grubb as your OC. How much better are you going to be in the passing game than Milroe was? There would be certain structured questions that would set Ty up for failure if you put him in front of that media right now. And he hadn't started yet in a meaningful game. You would set that kid up for failure. And the moment he makes a mistake during the season, all you see is those clips being replayed.
But he's not going to fail. He's not going to fail.
And that can be extremely detrimental to a quarterback's confidence. Because, again, we've seen so many become head cases. And we don't want that for a young kid who's, just now coming into his own. He's about to be a first-year full-time starter in college football. That's a lot of pressure within itself. Mm-hmm. People don't understand how difficult it is to play in Bryant-Denny Stadium. Right. You are expected to live up to a hype like none other. So the last thing you want to do is say something that can be replayed and everybody be like, oh, yeah, you probably shouldn't have said that. So by bringing the guys that he's bringing, I think he's bringing those guys to show, hey, that this is going to be the strength of our team, our O-line and our D-line. This is the strength of this is where we're going to win games, in the trenches. So these are the guys that I'm bringing because I want to put them front and center because I know how our team is going to perform this year. And again, you can't go to the secondary. You got too many young guys. Linebacker, that play was too suspect last year to bring one of those guys to come put him in front of him.
But he's bringing Lawson.
But he is. He's bringing Deontae Lawson.
I would say from my point of view, those guys, I wouldn't bring them either. I would have stuck to the O-line and the D-line because that will be the strength of this team. Again, running back play. I mean, last year, we thought we would get a lot more out of our running backs. And all they did was run into damn linebackers and defensive linemen. So, again, our O-line and our D-line, that's who he should have focused on because that will be the strength of this team.
I like that, Marvin. I don't like you, but I like that. I don't like you, but I like that.
What about what Marvin said? I would have thought that it would have been Proctor, Tim Keenan, and LT Overton.
Yeah.
Those are three that I thought. But DeBoer went with Deontae Lawson, and all three guys have something to prove. Number one, Dean has to prove that, man, I'm as a middle linebacker, starting with Marvin here, Tuscaloosa, SC Championship, right? I understand what that means, come from in-state. You had Reggie Ragland do it, come from in-state. You had Reuben Foster. You had Sean Dion. You had Rashawn Evans. You had Rolando McClain. So many guys from in-state knew playing in the middle of that defense, I set this tone. It come through me. I'm going to go get it. Deontae Lawson, he has watched it his whole life, but now he's in it. Mm-hmm. And I know coming off a leg injury, are you going to be able to be the same coming off that? But he has to bring it this season. He has a whole lot to prove.
Yeah.
Hey guys,
he's missing a lot of tackles. I'm sorry. He's missing a lot of tackles.
Why can't we just accept that Deontae Lawson is just a solid football player and he's not a great linebacker?
Which smoke. So
just embrace it. He's a good player.
Right. So smoke. Going with what you just said. Do you what you just said? Do you take Justin Jefferson then?
Yes.
No. Slide him inside?
Yes, no, I do. I would.
Here's the only thing that I'm saying. I think on the outside looking in, we don't truly understand the importance and intangibles of a leader. And I think that's what Deontae provides.
That's right.
To that team.
So does Tim Keenan.
And I know that we've had a long line of really, really good linebackers in Alabama's history.
Well, we got,
and he ain't one of them. He ain't one of them.
No, Steve.
Let's finish.
I think he's a solid football player.
Man, that man missed so many tackles.
Hold on, Steve. You won't let Smoke finish, but I'm gonna finish it for him. Here's the reality about it, man. To play middle linebacker, you gotta damn well be pretty damn intelligent. Just because you got all the physical traits and everything else, that don't mean you can make the right calls and adjustments. You got to know what everybody on that damn defense is doing in front of you and behind you. I know plenty of amazing linebackers, but they can't play middle linebacker. That's why they play outside the wheel.
Right.
Hey, which way we need to go? Because they looking at me like, just go that way. Everybody's not cut out to play that position. So sometimes you got to take a step back on the talent to have a more intelligent guy play that position because he's truly your field general. He's your quarterback.
I get that. But what I'm saying, you're missing wide open tackles, dude. That has nothing to do with you.
Would you rather hit or miss a tackle every now and again, or your defense to be half set the majority of the time?
I get what you're saying, but it wasn't every now and again he was missing tackles. Justin Jefferson was banging people. He was busting heads consistently.
That bad, Steve. Dang.
What was he bad?
Well, hold on.
Not really.
Hold on.
He's okay.
With Justin Jefferson, but did they have to dial to play back for him to do that?
He wasn't playing as much. But when he played, he made a difference.
I'm asking you, if he played middle linebacker, would they have to dial the playbook back for him to play middle linebacker?
I just saw.
All right, guys.
We
got to let Daniel Petty go. He's been waiting on the wings.
I'm sorry, Daniel.
I'm enjoying the show, man. Y'all are doing
the show.
Job.
But
this is more energetic than what we're going to hear tomorrow.
There's no without question.
I would give my left toe. Y'all kind of alluded to it, but really stopped and tried to give a real answer. Let's be real, man. I'm so happy that we added 2 teams so that we now have 16 30-minute filibusters about bigger. I would give – this is what I want. I want one coach to get up there and be like, all right, guys, this offseason we got bigger, we got faster, and we got stronger. And then just walk off the stage because that's all they say in this 30 minutes, guys. I hope y'all realize. But if you're gonna
clear out full heart,
Henry right though. Like they let it go up on stage. Someone has some chicken.
I mean, they're just giving you just an outlook on.
Les Miles was the king. He would filibuster about what his son did at like camp. He would talk about all kind of crazy shit, and I just like when coaches do that. But no. DeBoer, if you want to give something, and this caught me. I watched all the coaches. I watched Freeze Wine. I watched it come on. But one of the things that caught me at the end of Lane's deal, one of the things about Lane is, he's kind of a wanderlust. He's always looking for the next big thing. And you look around, and he's been in Oxford for 6 years. And at the end of it, he said something that resonated to Ole Miss fans about growing a love for Oxford. And that's my point on DeBoer. Like, say something that resonates with the fan base right now. What they want to know is after a year of transition, you've kind of already given a glimpse silently. Players aren't transferring. This team seems to be becoming more of a team. Give that unity speech that the Alabama that you're used to is a good chance you're going to see it again. Have that confidence, and that's what all you can really say. Say something again that resonates without in the middle of the bigger, stronger, faster filibuster.
Can I finish with that? Let me finish with that Lawson thing because you cut me off.
Hold on, Smoke. I want to do something though.
Now back to the show.
Pull Toughest Nails comment from 754 up. Put that on the screen. And that is the epitome of what we're talking about. Because as much as I hated seeing him play middle linebacker, and look at what he's doing now at the Texans at outside linebacker. He's much better, but because he had the brain to play it, if you don't have an intelligent middle linebacker, your defense, it doesn't matter your scheme.
He's still playing with his eyes closed.
The Marvin, we got to go back. That's Pete Golden's fault, right?
Yeah, coaching matters.
And he's still playing with his eyes closed.
No, it doesn't.
But
because
he's fantastic.
I know, right?
Every linebacker can't play middle linebacker. Every middle linebacker can't play outside linebacker. It's not
true.
simple.
That's very true.
Very true. But also when we look at all those greats, long names and long history, you remember those defensive linemen that played in front of him?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, there was an understanding if you played in Nick's defense. What was that, Marvin? Who doesn't get touched?
Linebacker. Middle
Linebackers don't get touched. Nope. And when you aren't getting blocked and you aren't allowing offensive linemen up to the next level, yeah, you're making 100+ tackles. That's an understanding.
I get that.
Lawson gets touched. Steve, he gets touched too much.
Mm-hmm.
It's a defensive lineman's job to the offensive lineman does not get to the second level, meaning linebackers. And if they do get there, your butt better make a tackle for a loss. Because if I get blocked and I got to get off of this block, they're not in the 3-4 anymore. They're 4-2-5. Meaning all of the offensive linemen are covered. So they shouldn't have so many jump throughs. But when you're jumping around blocks, when you're slanting in one direction, it's tough to play linebacker when you don't know what gaps are canceled. That's just part of it.
Excellent point. All right, folks, we're about to get to the question and answer segment. So I got a few pinned. I want to let everyone know I've been talking to 5-star Alabama commit linebacker Xavier Griffin. He is going to be on our show. We're working on scheduling. He's excited about what this panel is going to give to him as far as advice and entertainment. So be on the lookout as Xavier Griffin will be joining the Bama Standard in the very near future. All right, let's get to our question and answer segment. We got quite a few starred, and I will pass it around. All right, starting with Ephraim. Should the SEC play 9 games regular season or not? Why is the SEC fighting this? Smokey, you want to get this?
You know, Stephen M., look how eager he is. Go ahead and jump on this one.
Go ahead, Stephen.
Well, if you're going to throw
not you, not you.
Go ahead.
Pardon to me. Anyway, this is something I don't know why Commissioner Sankey continues to look at, the 8 game. He wants to push for 9, but he's just staying at 8. I remember Saban wanted to push for 9, but nobody else was kind of on that train. I would like to see 9. I would like to see 9 because of the fact that it would give you another competitive game, another conference game, another marquee matchup, another thing big for TV, another thing big for revenue sharing. I would like to see 9, but why is the SEC fighting this? Does Commissioner Sankey really want 9? I mean, that's the question, because he's always pressed at media days every year. How close are we to 9? Can we get to 9? Where are we with the 9? And Sankey always kind of swipes under the rug. So I don't know why he's hesitant.
I don't want 9 either.
When you do 8, Steve, it gives you an opportunity to play outside of conference game.
Right. I get that.
Then you can generate more revenue. But also, if you get a 9-game season and you go through that headache of the SEC, your win-loss record's not going to look as sexy as an ACC team or a Big Ten team, because they don't have to truly go through that gauntlet of a brutal season. So that's where, you got to look out for everybody. Nick wanted it. You know why? Nick had a team that could roll through everybody.
They could do it.
Yeah.
But when you don't have the depth to go and battle 9 tough games, you're like, man, just go ahead and give me 8 so I can get a little cupcake in there to soften me up and just keep me going.
And you've heard Heupel and Kiffin and several coaches already say this week that, 9 sounds great if you've got an ACC schedule of 9, but when your SEC schedule, your extra you're adding is Texas or LSU or Florida. It's a little different than adding Purdue.
And here's the thing a lot of people are not taking into account. These are still kids. You still have kids fresh out of high school, 17 and 18 years old out here, that you're trying to subject to this level of abuse. So their bodies are not built for that. Their bodies are not designed to take on that level. You put a 17-year-old out there in a 9-game SEC schedule. Let me know how that's going to work out for him. And then, two, there's a second point to this that a lot of people aren't taking into account. You go to a 9-game SEC schedule. That takes away from what? That takes away from the little guys who come in and play these schools to get money that helps fund their athletic departments. Because, again, are you just going to do away with the smaller schools who can't afford to, support themselves by removing that game? Do you understand the level of revenue that will be lost from the lower tier schools if you go to that schedule? Like those, you're gonna see sports programs disappearing across the board at that point.
Right.
Good job. Good job. All right. Next one up, we got Eric D. What's up, guys? What's wrong with Georgia? They're losing recruiting battles to Texas every other hour.
Hey, you been to Athens?
Go ahead, Smoke.
All right. There's nothing wrong with Georgia. Like last time I checked, Georgia won the SEC championship last year.
Yep.
Yeah.
What about the year before that?
They won.
No, we won it.
No,
Alabama.
Okay, cool. I know.
But they were there.
What about the year before that?
National champion.
Like the national champion. So
Two-time national champion. Yeah.
I'm going to say, Eric D, there's nothing wrong with the program that in the last 3 years, last 4 years, they've won 2. I don't think there's nothing wrong with that, right? Losing on recruiting, you guys got to start understanding. I alluded to that earlier. A lot of the 5 stars or big name players, Georgia, Alabama, and Texas can't get all of them because they can't afford all of them in the current rev sharing market that we're in. So the days of stockpiling 15 5-stars in 2 classes and have them stacked behind each other, not happening because players understand I can go to Texas, Texas Tech, Texas A&M, South Carolina, get the same financial backing behind me in terms of contract and still play on a national stage and get what I want out of it. So they're not losing battles. And some of those battles that they're losing, they're dropping kids. They're telling kids, we can't take you because we can't afford you. So it's okay to go somewhere else. So when you read that, you got to understand there's 2 things can be true. I don't think Kirby's struggling at Georgia. They're still one of the better programs in college football. And I think they're just okay.
And I'll say this. Texas and a lot of other schools probably have a lot of that money disguised as NIL money. And you don't know how they're funneling these funds because it's not being regulated. So, yeah, you have rev sharing, but then you still have this NIL where I can kind of finagle over here and, whip some things and make some shake, so you don't know what's happening behind the scenes.
And people that can lawyer up are kind of looking down their nose at this rev share anyway. There's already 27 lawsuits at this rev share. We're not even sure how that's going to last. Look,
it's not.
I hammered Freeze earlier about the people playing by different rules, but let's be real. Some programs haven't just stopped at the rev share. They're still going to find ways that if I want that kid and like you said, you can say what you want. Nobody has more money in this country than Texas. They're going to spend it. They're going to make it happen.
What I would say about rev share is here to stay, guys. It's here to stay. That's the first step of regulating college sports in itself and having a cap on it. It's not going backwards. You can't put that toothpaste back in the tube. It's here. It's now how much are we going to allow each school to have to take care of their athletic department? And are we going to say football has its own cap by itself, basketball has a cap by itself, and baseball and every other sport are just going to be scholarship sports in itself? But the cap is here to stay. It's just how much and how you're going to manage it.
Oh, wow.
And with the Marvin, you said NIL, the days of collectives being able to pay for play, the NCAA is trying to regulate that as well. So, yes, collectives are still in play, but those contracts are on back order, bro. They can't even get one of those contracts through right now. So you're wasting time. I've talked to plenty of parents, agents, personnel, GMs, whatever you want to call them. And they put in these contracts and the third parties aren't getting back to them because they're just taking their slow time to truly get to the numbers because you have to go through so many hoops to get to it because it's basically pay for play. And if Marvin Constant wants to pay for the next linebacker to go to Alabama, he's going to have to find a way to do it. You got to be more cleaner with it than you were before.
You know, like I know them duffel bags on front porches. They tend to appear sometimes.
But Mark, like, duffel bags were cool
Those
with
spiders.
us. Duffel bags were cool with us. Paper bags were cool with us. Greens were good to us, like the solid money in hand. Yeah, these kids don't want that because they want to be able to show what their worth is. So it's hard to say you're getting $150,000 cash, or I want a $300,000 NIL deal, which is the same, but it just looks better when one says 300 and you still got to pay taxes, or the one that straight cash in your pocket and don't nobody know. So it's all about, and you know, the modern day athlete, it's all about show. We were all about dough.
All right, let's get to our next question.
Straight cash, homie.
Keenan, question. I know he can, but what does Kadyn Proctor need to work on the most to get drafted at this number 2 overall pick everyone's talking about? Stephen M. Smith. We need to hear you in order to get the point across.
Stay healthy.
Just a little. Stay healthy, number 1. Number 2, just a little footwork. Just a little footwork is it. I mean, Kadyn Proctor, little footwork, clean the technique just a smidge, he's fine. I mean, you clean the technique just a smidge, little footwork, he will be drafted high. He'll go high in the first round. Just a little footwork.
All right. Chapman family, how will Bama's defense contain Thomas Castellanos?
He gonna contain himself. What you mean? You just see him play?
I think the same way Michigan did it.
No.
Michigan State's crappy defense did it. The same way Louisville's mighty defense did it. They held him to what, like 140 passing. Like this myth of Castellanos needs to calm down just a tad bit. Just come on.
Well, the bench contained him last year.
In about 6 weeks, this will get put to bed.
Petty, I feel like it's less of Castellanos and more of that's Gus Malzahn over there.
Okay.
You know how much?
Yeah.
I think that's more what it is.
Yeah, I agree.
We got a good one.
Gus is a hell of an offensive coordinator guy.
No, ain't no doubt about
Steve,
that.
you're on the Ty train. You're going to lead this off. What happens if Ty doesn't work out? I know that's crazy, but what if?
Hey man, I think Keelan Russell will have enough confidence and talent to take over if he doesn't. So I think that the kid is hungry, and I think he's slowly but surely learning. He's not a vet like Ty, but I just don't see Ty not working out. I don't see it. Now Smoke does, but I don't see it. I just don't see it. I don't Smoke. Yeah, Smoke does. Smoke said it plenty of times. In my head, yeah, he does not want to get on. Smoke has said on several occasions he does not want to get on the Ty train. I don't know if the train is. He think the train gonna jump off the track. It's not gonna take off. I don't know, but he's too busy over there in Texas. On that Amtrak when we got our own going on over here. So I just feel like we're gonna get it. We're gonna let Ty do what he does, and we're gonna make it happen. So I don't see Ty failing. I think he's been working really hard. He did well in the Manning Passing Academy, and he's ready to give Smoke the middle finger. Let's go.
So, Steve, with that question, what happens if Ty doesn't work out? Well, that still is a question because they haven't even named him the starting quarterback, which is surprising.
I get it. You know why? Because Keelan Russell is just that good.
Yeah, but he's not ready to play in. He doesn't have full understanding of that offense yet.
I get it.
And as much as you've beat up young good players, I hope that this young man don't play until he's ready, because you will come down and the rest of the fans will come down hard on him, not understanding that young players take time. Time comes in with a little bit of busting up and a little bit of wrong play, but you got to allow growth. I think from the success that most players had for Alabama, and a lot of good players from Alabama did not play early. If you guys understand that with Nick, a lot of guys are running down on kickoff. Derrick Henry didn't show up until the end of the season against Oklahoma. This era, young guys are going to play early, and we have to live with some of their hiccups.
I get
And
it.
most of those guys play positions other than quarterback. I mean, that's a different animal within itself.
Or left tackle.
So
hot take: at the end of the season, Ty's in the top 5 statistically of quarterbacks in the SEC.
Or in the nation. Nah.
Smoke. My guy Christian Hughes got some for you. Why did everybody write off Austin Mack? He's talking about Austin Mack.
Because Austin Mack
is written him off.
I don't think everyone wrote him off. I think I probably did. That's it.
I mean, I think it's Ty's job, and I mean, because Keelan is going to be. I mean, he's young, but that guy, the kid's special. Smoke's seen it. The kid's. I mean,
I think he's going to be a good player, and I don't think that Austin Mack is as talented as those two guys. And by the time that Austin Mack is ready to play, like, somebody else will be in there to play.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean, that's just what it is.
Yeah, my biggest concern is not so much will Ty work out, is do we rush Keelan in when he's not ready? That will cause far greater damage than Ty supposedly not working out. And I think people need to quit downplaying Ty for the people saying that he hasn't shown us anything. Well, Austin Mack has only shown us a handful of plays, and Keelan has shown us 0 plays. So let it play out on the field. Don't actively cheer for someone to lose a job just to prove a point either.
Correct.
Hey, Justin, I want to correct you on something. I don't want you to say people stop discounting Tai Simpson. Say what it is. Say, Smoke, stop discounting Tai Simpson. That's what the hell you do.
Stop being a hater, Smoke.
That's what you do. Stop being a hater, Smoke.
I haven't said
you and Marvin all up on, the Manning boy. The Manning, he's Arch Manning. So what? We got Tai Simpson. Now what?
I also don't think that.
I'm just telling you that if Brandon Harris called Courtney Morgan and said, hey, I have a trade for you. I'm willing to trade Arch Manning for Tai Simpson. I think that Courtney would say, send Arch over.
I want to ask you a question. What color is that shirt up under your shirt, Smoke? Is it orange and blue? I just want to make sure.
No, it's red. It's red.
Sure?
It's red.
He's wearing an Ole Miss shirt, Petty.
Man, look, it is crazy that LSU, y'all know what that state is about football, and they've got a quarterback that's about to be a first-round draft pick. He rooms with Arch at the Manning Passing Academy in Louisiana. They go to Walmart together, and everybody's stopping Arch for pictures.
That means absolutely
like, hey,
nothing.
I'm quarterback from LSU. I'm actually all right.
Hey, man. Hey, people are asking Ty for pictures in Hoover. Now what?
Meanwhile, we got Bama fans that think Jake Coker's Brody Kroll. So what do we know?
Now, that is true.
Man,
we found it out this weekend.
Bama fans.
Hey, let me tell you something. Do you realize how many times people wanted to get a picture with Tai Simpson at Quick Trip and a hot dog? Stop playing.
But I don't think that too much is going to be asked of Ty to start things out. I don't think the coaching staff is going to require him to go from 0 to All-American game 1, game 2, game 3. We've got an amazing offensive line. We have an underrated running back room that I think is just as talented as the wide receiver group we're going to put on the field. Play with what you got, and when the time is right, then we'll see Ty be unleashed.
Well, you say play with what you got, but I mean, honestly, you have to take a look at their schedule, who they have those first 6 games. That isn't a cakewalk by no means.
No, not at all.
No. I think he's going to be a game manager, and then like Justin said, we're going to slow walk him in. We're not going to just let him go in there and just throw the ball.
He's not going to have time to be a game manager against Florida State. I mean, it's still Florida State, so they're going to bring something. So you probably going to have to do more than being a game manager against Georgia. You know what? Week 3, week 4, you're going to have to do a lot more than be a game manager to win these games, especially in Athens. So being a game manager isn't going to fight in these games.
Okay. Well, we got a couple more questions. And this question really is for the 2 players on the panel. What's the difference between spring training and summer training? Hit us up, Smoke, and then Marvin.
Spring training I thought was more competitive than summer, just because in the spring you're setting yourself on a depth chart. Summer you're just getting ready for the season.
Summer is when you build trust in your teammates. Summer is when you build those relationships that are going to get you through the fall. That's what summer is for. Spring, everybody's fighting for a job, fighting for a position. Hey, let me cement myself where I'm going to be. Once that's cemented, you take that time during the summer, doing your 7-on-7s and all your other work to begin to gel and bond as brothers. And again, that's when you build that trust. That trust is built during the summertime.
Because the crazy thing is, Marvin, a lot of jobs aren't taken during the summertime because there aren't a lot of players that are built to go through 2 days where it's over 100 degrees, have the coaches on your neck, and be able to compete against a dog that's willing to die for that job. So it don't happen much.
Most coaches know coming out of spring who's going to be playing where anyway, with the exception of a few little freshmen you get sprinkled in and transfers that come in the fall. But outside of that, that team is pretty much decided on who's going to be where. Summertime, that's when y'all out there kicking it. That's when you're working out. That's when you're doing your passing. That's when you're having fun with your brothers. Without that fun, you don't build those bonds and those relationships. A lot of people underestimate the role that the fun you have off the field goes into your preparation and how you play on the field. The fun is just as important as the preparation, people, because, again, if I'm playing people I don't like, it's a different dynamic than me having fun with my brothers knowing, hey, I got this guy back, he got mine. It changes the dynamic of how you play.
Well, have you ever played with somebody you didn't like? Because I know they didn't like you.
Absolutely.
But I'm just saying, I know they didn't like neither one of y'all, but I know listen, nobody liked y'all.
Hey, Steve, I got
Chris James can tell you about that.
4 years straight. I got this as a true freshman. And in my last year. So I just got worse by the year. But and Marvin, you remember those summertime fights?
Yeah.
Those summertime fights built a lot of character. You found out who was a sucker and who would get sucker punched without fighting back.
You found out who
was gonna fight with you. And
that's what I'm about to say. You found out who you wanted in the trenches with you.
There you go. And Marvin, I ain't talking about the fights that we had on the field. When we went out.
That's what I'm talking about.
well, you know what? I'm gonna go and say this, Petty and Steven. I had y'all in the trenches against Marvin against Marvin and Smoke any day. We'll beat y'all ass. I don't care what nobody say. Ain't that right, Steven?
You might have a chance now because I ain't fighting nobody.
Let me tell you something.
I'll say this: if that's the lineup, I'm coming with a baseball bat.
Let me tell you something. Listen, if Steven take them glasses off, it's over.
He's got to do the do. It's done.
Hell, it's Superman. I thought it was Clark Kent.
Nobody's got a blank man.
You tell me Stephen Smith's going to turn into Luke Cage?
Hey, Justin, you know what I said the other day? I said yesterday on opening kick. Jake Coker is the most underappreciated player.
Yes.
Alabama's football history.
Yes.
If there's any chance that we can get my man on the show, he needs to get flowers on top of flowers on top of flowers. Because he is.
You want him next week?
Whenever you bring him on.
All right, I'll call him.
He is a championship winning quarterback, regardless of how it looked. He still got to get upheld on that pedestal of championship quarterback at Alabama.
Smoke. And to be honest, that's my comp for Tai Simpson is Coker.
Just not
because remember, Coker came in 2014, transferred in. A lot of people thought he would be ready early to beat out Blake Sims. It didn't happen that way. Blake won that job. 2015, Coker starts. Ole Miss comes in. I don't know why Saban benched it for Cooper Babe. That's another story for another day. But after that game, Coker won that team Saturday after Saturday after Saturday. When he ran over that A&M DB,
that did it.
Reggie Ragland got so hyped that Coker won that team over.
All right.
Yeah, hey, Ephraim, you said Jay Barker. Jay gets all his credit. Like when Jay shows up, we respect the heck out of Jay. I'm just saying, Coker gets so much hate.
He does.
And look, he got confused, and I love, like, Brody was at my time, but Brody didn't even beat Auburn, much less win a national title. Let's give the guy who won the title. And like you said, he came in that – you said it great, Stephen. He came in that Ole Miss game it was bleak. Ole Miss is running away with the damn game. Everybody's giving up. And Coker, if there's another quarter in that game, Coker brings them back.
Petty, I remember that Ole Miss game. Like, people were leaving the stadium.
Oh, leaving the stadium. Go back and watch it because they show the upper deck, and you'll see a jackass in powder blue shorts pacing back and forth because he knows what's coming. Alabama.
Do we know who that jackass is?
Let's do this.
I was there. You can see me.
Let's do this. Let's switch it up for the fans because I think the fans deserve it. Let's bring Cooper Bateman, Freddie Kitchens, and Miro back and have a "What the hell happened" segment. I think we should
Easily the most watched show in history.
And watch how Smoke go crazy. He'll love it because he hates.
I'm working on Star Jackson.
Freddie would say,
Hold on, Justin, please get Star Jackson.
I'm working on Star Jackson and Philip
Star
Sims.
Jackson. Oh wow, that's a name from the.
All right, we got 2 more questions, and they're for Steve Brown from his fans. Before I get to them, I'll remind everyone at 8 p.m. Central, which isn't too long from now, the Herb and Raj podcast will be live on air, and they'll be covering Petty's favorite team, the Auburn Tigers. So they'll be talking about
butt wipe team of the week because they are soft.
Yes, they'll be addressing Hugh Freeze being under fire and all the things that are surrounding Auburn. And matter of fact, Cole Kubelik has named that wide receiving core as the number 1 wide receiving core in the SEC. So something worth checking out. If anything, go in there and debate them.
Here's the crazy thing. Auburn could be better. I'll make fun of them all day. The morons could be better. We'll see. Freeze has got his chance. He's got all it was. Everybody said he needed a quarterback. You went and got your quarterback. Now let's see.
All right.
See what you got.
Steve Brown, Don Parker's got a question, and I hope you understand what he's talking about. Question: does Steve Brown still have this new bet going for the FSU Cinnamon Roll game?
Yes, I do. So that's why I need Bama to win, because I did do a show down in Tallahassee recently, and I told all the big women in the audience, if Bama loses, they can have their way with me. So Bama, I need y'all to win. Is a lot of big women in the audience.
Who's the winner of the bet?
Back to the hemorrhoid service.
No.
Back to the hemorrhoid
if
service.
Bama wins, I can get away. If Bama loses, I got to go down to Tallahassee and they can have their way with me.
But are they winning with that bet?
Huh?
Are they winning with that bet?
I'm so sick of this. See, this is why
Look at me looking at you like Rasputia.
Hey man, yeah. I think Marvin's auntie was in that bunch. I met her down there. Rasputia Constant. I think it was a lady down there that hated Bama. And she was a dark complected woman, so I was thinking that was probably Smoke cousin. It was Smoke cousin. There were several big women down there. There were several big women that wanted my blood. So yes, I'm gonna need y'all to win. Thank you for that question, Don Parker. I appreciate it.
And the last one from Salit J. Back in the day, people wanted to take pictures with Steve Brown because they thought he was Cornelius Bennett's son.
Listen, I had on a helmet because of my condition. That's why they made the mistake. I had a helmet. I had a helmet on, so they assumed that I was Cornelius Bennett, so thinking that I was a football player with the helmet. But the helmet was for different situations.
Little biscuit, little chicken mini.
Little biscuit, what's up?
And on that helmet, they let Steve write his name, and it was Brown, but it just kind of scribbled like Bennett.
Yeah, so that's what happened. I had the helmet on. I'm like, man, you looking at your Bennett.
All right, well, that concludes our audience Q&A segment. Thank you, everyone, for throwing it to us. I think that y'all were thoroughly entertained and educated. But we are at the end of our show, and as we normally do, we're going around the room to tell folks how they can find us on social media. Some have other shows. Start us out, Smoke. Then we'll go to Steve and M, down to Petty, Marvin, and Steve.
Petty and I do the greatest show on Monday, 7 Central, 8 Eastern, opening kick. We kick it off with a bunch of crazy topics. At some point, we're going to ask Marvin to come on, not bite his nails, and not talk to somebody behind him, and give us some of his great insight.
Marvin special needs constant. Go ahead.
And I'm going to let Steve have the rest.
All right, cool.
Well, on Wednesday, we got the heat for you in the morning. Bama Vision. Got our topics, especially these player gains and losses. I know the Bama fans have been asking how many of the players have gained the right weight, who lost the right weight, anybody switch jersey numbers. We got all of that tomorrow on Bama Vision right there. Coach DeBoer speaks tomorrow, so I'm going to try to grab some nuggets from him. What he going to say tomorrow. Hopefully it's something good. Hopefully, as Petty mentioned, maybe coach speak.
Word salad.
Yes, word salad.
Faster, baby.
Hey, word salad. But check out Bama Vision tomorrow. We got y'all covered.
And before Petty goes, we got a super chat from Gelato, 1999. Great show, Roll Tide. Thank you so much, brother. Couldn't do it without you. Petty, what you got?
Man, like my man Smoke said, catch us on Monday on the greatest show, The Opening Kick. But also, man, catch me tonight on The Final Whistle with my man Matt Caddell. Talks a lot. Chris James, Lushan, Dan James, who's actually the star of the show, bringing all the recruiting knowledge. We'll be on in about 30 minutes on The Final Whistle. But, man, catching it with my main guys here on the Bama Standard on Tuesday nights.
Kristen Hughes.
Chris Williams. Steve looked like Dr. Dre if he didn't rap. And now, Marvin, it comes to you, and here's a question for you when you tell folks how they can find you.
Instagram, Constant45, X, Constant451. Here's the thing. Me and my brother Smoke, we discussed this, and we're getting ready to drop. As we get a little closer to the season, because what we don't want to do is inundate you with useless nonsense. We wanted to approach this from a standpoint of talking meaningful topics that actually have an impact in what's going on. We don't want to just be out here pulling stuff out of the sky. There's enough people doing that. There's enough people saying Coach Saban's coming back to coach. Y'all don't need us doing that. So, as we get closer to the season and things start to kick off, when you start to have meaningful, relevant news, we'll be here to dissect it, baby.
And Marvin was looking for a sponsor for our show. Anybody out there that's willing to sponsor? Steve Brown got about, what you got, Steve? I heard you just dropped off $1 million check.
And Steve's sponsored by Depends.
And you're sponsored by Baby Gap.
Adult diapers.
So anyway, you can, it's your guy, Steve Brown, a.k.a. Lil Biscuit. You can follow me on Instagram, Comic Steve Brown. You could also follow me on TikTok, Comic Steve Brown. And, of course, you can see me weekly on the Bama Standard. And I'll be at the Atlanta Comedy Theater, I think, July 31st through August 2nd. So, yeah, I'm there, man, and other places. But just catch me here, man. Yeah, Steve Brown, star of the show, a.k.a. The Biscuit.
And Don Parker's throwing $5 your way, Steve. Hopefully, no death by snoo. Shout out to Futurama. And as always, shout out to our guy Jimmy Clay, arguably the biggest fan of the Bama Standard. Listen, every live show or live event we have, this man right here is sitting waiting on us before we get there. He's there 2 hours early. And I'm going to go ahead and say it, man. Jimmy Clay, thank you for reminding me. Live event, the Bama Standard. These guys right here will be covering the Alabama versus Vanderbilt game at the Paul W. Bryant Museum. Get ready.
Yes, when is that? So I can make sure I'm in town.
October 3rd.
October 3rd.
Yeah, clear that with my agent.
Hey, man, listen, Jimmy, we do appreciate you, man. Coming, he's always there early, ready to see us, man. Just don't show up naked this time. Just put your clothes on, Jimmy. Put your clothes on. We don't need to see you naked.
Hey, Jimmy, you got to hit my talent agent up for that one. You said October 3rd?
Yes, October 3rd.
Steve booked. We in Atlanta together.
Guess what? We'll be there. Bama hater. We'll beat up Bama hater.
You gonna bring Clark Lee on the show with us, Smoke. Buddy.
Ooh.
That'd be good.
That would be, yeah.
It can't happen again.
Oh, wow. All right, y'all. Great show. Thank you to everyone who has watched. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for all the questions. That's going to do it for all of us here tonight at the Bama Standard. Like I said, check out the Herb and Raj podcast, 8 p.m. Central. Check out Bama Vision tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Central, Stephen M. Smith. And then on Sunday, we got Talking Bama with JT, Stephen M. Smith, Herb, and JB. Everybody, roll Tide.
Little Biscuit signing out.